Hello, welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. Alright, I figured I'd review an oldie but a goodie. It's Star Wars Ewoks: The Battle for Endor, which takes place on, you guessed it, Endor. Alright, well, let's start out with the normal repertoire here for the review. The directing is very, very un-Star Wars-like, so it doesn't feel like Star Wars at all from the directing. The costuming is a mix where it feels mostly like Star Wars, but a lot more like Willow, because Willow was made right around the same time. So you've got some serious deep Willow influence in this made-for-TV film as well. Let's see, what else do you have? The music is okay. It has stop-motion photography, which in the opening scenes leaves a lot to be desired, but in the later scenes it looked really good. I'm not sure what happened, and you will recognize the creatures if you are a fan of The Mandalorian, because The Mandalorian borrowed the creatures from the show on purpose, so that was kind of fun. It's actually what inspired me to watch it and do the review. And the acting, the little girl who's a Drew Barrymore lookalike and very, very close to the exact same age, was wonderful. She does a really, really good job. Her singing, it's not a complicated melody, to be sure. So she does that, and she's okay at that. Wilford Brimley's in it. They give him some lines that make no sense at all. Here it is supposed to be a Star Wars film, and Wilford Brimley uses the expression Rugrats. Like, why did you give him that line? And he plays the grumpy old man. And you find out why he's grumpy. And it's interesting because the language in this is very different from modern day language. Because this is done in like 1984, 85, maybe even 86. And, you know, they talk about people dying in this, and they just don't do that in kids shows anymore. And they handle it in a really kind of beautiful way. Which, again, they don't do that anymore. Okay, so the directing's good. No, the directing good. It's just not Star Wars. Oh, spaceships. That is the highlight of this. The spaceships feel very Star Wars. They look very Star Wars. The blaster fights, kind of Star Wars-y, but because the directing is so different, it's weird. It feels like the hybrid that it is. It's like, okay, those are definitely people shooting Star Wars lasers, making Star Wars sounds, but the lighting is really different, and so it's kind of weird. And then when you get into the evil queen, that's when you get really thick into the Willow. The costumes on the aliens, well, everybody's an alien on this, but the costumes on the bad guy aliens, they all look like bounty hunters, and their faces pretty much don't move. So, yeah. But they did spend a fortune on sets. So let's actually take a look at this one. We're going to go into this one. Wilford Brimley, Paul Gleason. So you can see they filmed it in, apparently, Northern California, where they filmed the actual Ewok movies. And you see it doesn't have a Star Wars font at all. It's very, very kind of 1970s TV, like the Waltons, even though this is done way after that. But the scenery is really pretty in the forest. There's the ship. Again, it's a good looking ship. Oh, the fellow that plays the dad. If you've ever seen The Breakfast Club, you will know this man, and it's very distracting from the role because he was so good in The Breakfast Club. And it kind of, yeah. And then there's the little Drew Barrymore look-like. Wicket's in this. Wicket, for some reason, knows how to speak English in this movie. Not well, but he does, and he's the only one that does. And there's the little Drew Barrymore girl. She really does. Oh, didn't turn off subtitles. Oh, it's okay. What else do we have in here? There's the bad guys, and you can see their costumes aren't bad. They just don't move. Spent a lot of money on this set. Again, they spent money on the sets, that's for sure. This is so Land of the Lost, it's unbelievable. And you can see a mile away what he's going to do. Plus, it was in the trailer. Yeah, there's bones and a tarp. Gee, wonder what he's going to do. And there she is sleeping with a nice little blanket. She sleeps a lot in this show. Here's Wilford Brimley's Hobbit house. Why he lives in a Hobbit house, I couldn't tell you. Let's see. There's Wicket. I'm showing you pictures in this one because I don't know if you've seen it. It's been a long time since this was out, and it's really hard to find. Normally I don't do this, but make an exception for the fact that it's so rare. Teak. He was, boy, he reminds you of, and again, it makes sense for when it was filmed. I think he's in Captain EO with Michael Jackson at Disneyland as well, because George Lucas did that. If he's not, he really does remind you of him. And again, the face doesn't move. He's the cutie character that you're supposed to fall in love with to replace Wicket, because Wicket is the buddy in this movie instead of the cutesy. And Teak has the ability to move at a very high rate. And yeah, it works. He's kind of cute. Ah, the evil queen. There she is now. Like I say, this is straight out of Willow is what it feels like. And there's Wilford Brimley being the grumpy old man. I don't want to give away too much here, but I just want to... Oh, there's the villain. He's really scary. He really, really is. And you can see the castle with really nice detail. Oh, see, totally looks like Drew Barrymore, and acts like her too, which is not an insult in any shape or form. Here's the queen. Bad guy. Queen fighting over the power source. Ah, there we go. So there's the villains who really will remind you of bounty hunters. Maybe that's what they do for a living. I don't know, though, because he wants the power, because he wants to leave the planet really bad. I don't think he's ever left the planet. I don't think any of them have, and they want to. The fact that they're not in Return of the Jedi is like, well, what's up with that? Where were they? Again, very Willow. A little bit more. There's the scenery. The forest is over here in the way the production works. So they're leaving the castle, or they're coming to the castle, can't remember because they do both. And then they travel over the grasslands, and then they go back into the forest. And that is enough of showing you all that. So, is it worth a watch? It is a really good kid movie. And, love that mood. It's a really good kid movie. The version I have has the scene that was cut out in some country. I don't remember if it was cut out in America or not. It's a nightmare scene, and they cut it out because it was too scary for the little guys. And this one has it, and it's like, yeah, it is kind of scary. It really is, because it is. But it's definitely a good kid movie. It's slow. Willow's slow, so if you can handle the pacing of Willow, then you're good on this. If you want it to move a little quicker, because it's almost full length. It's like an hour and 30-some minutes. Let's see. Yeah, hour and 37 minutes, so it's very, very close to feature length, and it was shown as a feature in some country. I don't remember which one. It was in Europe. So, but it's definitely worth a look. It's not great. It's not bad. If it was directed more like a Star Wars movie, it would be way more cool. And if it didn't have such Willow influences, because that pulls you out of the Star Wars universe. The battle at the end is really, really Star Warsy. And so it's fun. It's very fun. It's because, again, they filmed it either about a year or so after Jedi, and it has a very strong Return of the Jedi feel. And it was cool. Now, there are no Jedis in this, so there are no lightsabers, and there are no Jedis in this, so there is no mention of the Force, nor usage of the Force. And that's about the end of all that, because I've already showed you way more than I normally would. Well, if you watched it, we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you find it useful. If you get a chance to watch it and you want to watch it with your kids, it's way better than The Last Jedi. It's way better than The Rise of Skywalker. And it makes a lot more sense than The Force Awakens. So, there you go. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the future, not to be confused with the galaxy far, far away.